Warning: this podcast may contain graphic violence, sexual themes, and bad language. If our language offends you, we apologize, but we do not give a fuck. Be mindful of your kids listening.
The Evil Never Dies podcast.
What's up, evil ones? Thanks for listening to the midweek episode. And tonight I am joined by a couple of guests. We have Rocky and Isaac from the band Plague. How's it going tonight, guys?
Going good, brother.
Going fucking amazing. Thank you.
So you guys are from San Antonio, right?
Yeah, from the land of breakfast tacos and asada. Fucking A.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I love it.
So you got that stuff in every gas station down there too, huh?
Shit, at every corner, some better than others for sure.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
gotta be like every corner.
So tell me about kind of music you guys play. Rocky, you're the vocalist, correct?
Yeah, I do vocals. I mean, we kind of mix it up a little bit. I mean, we all have kind of a different affinity for different genres of metal. And I think over time, these things have kind of come together in a way that gives us a unique sound. I know me personally, I'm, into thrash, I'm into black metal, I'm into some progressive stuff. And some of my bandmates bring more of a death metal element and so forth. So I think when it all comes together, it gives us kind of an interesting sound for sure.
Yeah, you guys got a very unique sound from what I've heard for sure. So, and Isaac, you're the guitar player, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
One of the guitar players. You got two guitar players.
Yeah, it's a 2-guitar band.
You play lead or?
So we kind of trade off leads. We're actually at the present, we've unfortunately had to step ways with our other guitar player, Roger. Just difference of opinion, but we have some shows coming up where we got a nice fill-in coming in, and it's moving forward. Everything's doing great.
Awesome. And how many records you guys got out now?
So as of right now, we currently have 3 EPs out, and we're working on our goal that we set for ourselves for getting a full-length release next year.
Cool.
Yeah, so we've been trying to keep it pretty fresh by releasing EPs and having singles released, quarterly and so forth, in order to kind of keep the music flowing, keeping it fresh. And that way, they kind of get to take that journey with us as to whatever that next record is going to be. Obviously, some of it's been written, some of it's in the works and being written currently, but all of it is kind of taken into account the different influences and stuff that we're feeling at the time. So we're kind of excited about how they kind of get to flow with us on that journey, I guess.
Yeah, you can tell from your beginning stuff to what you got out currently. You can tell the progression and the music for sure, and it all sounds great. By the way, I really like it. I'm digging it, man. So
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I've been listening to it the last few days, and I really like it. So you guys touring at all, or?
So, I mean, at the present, we're training up the replacement guitarist, but we do have some shows coming up in November. We're going to be doing, I believe it's Houston, DFW, and Beaumont. And then we have a big show next March in Vegas.
Awesome.
At the Fremont, it's the Apocalypse in the Desert Metal Festival.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that one's looking to be a really awesome fucking time. I was looking at the lineup; they're constantly adding new bands. It looks like it's going to be all over the place as far as genres and so forth are concerned. So it should be one hell of a party, especially in fucking Sin City.
Yeah, no shit. I got a buddy of mine that lives out there. He actually does a YouTube show, and he builds movie prop cars. He's built like 43 DeLoreans from Back in the Future.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he just moved out there. His shop is still here in Dallas, so he's back and forth all the time. But Yeah, you might see him out there. Who knows? It depends on who's playing. He's a metalhead too. So
Well, yeah, I mean, from what I see, they're constantly adding acts. It looks like it's going to be a really big fucking festival. It should be fun.
so when you said you're coming up to DFW, where are you playing at up here?
I'll get you the name right now. My bad.
Yeah, well, and the plan, I believe, is to start putting out, with the new album, pushing behind it with a couple of runs across several states, going west and east from Texas, probably even run, up north towards Chicago. We're looking at maybe 3 major runs leading into a major festival every year. That's the goal.
Cool.
That way, it allows us to expand, in our local region, but also get out into some different areas, because different areas take to different metal just differently. Like we found out as we pushed our shit, Indonesia really likes us, and I think
Really?
Bolivia, one of the South American countries, really digs us. So as you start to get out there and see where your listeners are coming from, it's kind of interesting when you kind of look at it from just a statistics aspect.
That's awesome. I freak out when I look at my analytics and I see all these people, all these different countries on there. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
So those November dates, they're going to be the 3 Saturdays. It's November 5th in Houston at the Acadia Bar and Grill,
Okay.
November 12th in Dallas Fort Worth at the Halton Theater.
Oh, that's 3 blocks away from me, brother.
Oh,
fucking
hell yeah.
A.
We'll see you
I'll
there.
be there.
And
Oh yeah,
then,
we'll have a shirt ready for you, bro, and a shot to go.
That's
Yeah, and then,
awesome, man.
November 19th in Beaumont at the Texas Rose Saloon.
Cool. That is fucking cool, man. So what else you guys got going on? Anything or?
Yes, I mean, so we're, as mentioned, we're working on getting this full length written. We're getting ready for these shows and training up these cats. I mean, we're always trying to push the social media stuff, trying to get the reels constantly going, and we're going to get some playthrough videos for this most recent EP. We actually just had our track, The Beautiful Agony, drop on Spotify and everything early this month, which is showing good support. And we'll have the last song off of the EP, which is Without Flaw, will be dropping here in the next couple months on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that stuff as well.
Cool.
So let me ask you this. I know I had sent you music kind of from all 3 EPs prior, and like you said, you could hear the progression. Was there anything that you kind of fancied, or was there any particular track that you kind of dug?
Well, when I first heard the audio, I thought you guys had 2 singers. How the fuck do you do your voice like that, dude?
Yeah, I mean, it's just high shrills. That's that black metal in me. I love it.
I was like, is there 2 singers? Does it sort of sound like there was 2 singers meshed together on a couple of them songs? I'm like, wow, that's different. So yeah, and then I saw the videos and I'm like, there's only 1 singer. So that impressed me for sure.
Well, fucking A, I appreciate that, man. Like, what styles of metal do you prefer? Do you have something?
I like everything, dude. I'm into everything.
That's awesome.
From hair metal, I recorded an episode earlier that's coming out soon. I did Rat Out of the Cellar, so
Nice. So yeah, I mean, it's wide ranging then.
yeah, big Slayer fan, big thrash fan,
Okay.
Maiden, yeah, everything, man. I even like System of the Down, shit like that,
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I mean,
Slayer is definitely one of my bigger influences.
Yep.
When I first started, I mean, that's what got me into the heavier side of things. Like, growing up, I listened to, of course, like Van Halen and stuff like that, like, nice rock, heavy rock. And then the actually kind of a Slayer late bloomer. It wasn't until like Divine Intervention that I actually got a chance to hear him. And like my buddy was like, hey, I'm gonna date myself here. He's like, we got to go to Blockbuster Music and pick up this CD. And I was like, all right, cool. So I pick it up, I throw it on, and I'm like, I listened to it like 10 times in a row, and I'm like, all right, this is where I live now.
Awesome. So who's some of your influences,
well,
Rocky?
so funny story. We've known each other since high school, despite being some old fucks, and I was more of a like Led Zeppelin, The Doors, Jimmy type guy, like 70s rock.
Yep.
And so when Divine Intervention was introduced to me, I was kind of anti even giving it a shot. Um, Isaac and our former guitarist Roger were already kind of working on some stuff, and they had kind of presented it to me, and I was like, I don't want to hear barking dogs, man. I really don't want to listen to that. And so then I throw on this album, and 213, and there's so many songs that come off of that album, like, and I remember just being taken aback by how raw and forward it was. And so that was something that really motivated me at that point. And considering when I got turned on to it, well, now the world was my fucking oyster, right? Because there was so much good music to go then explore. I love Typo Negative.
Oh, me too. They're one of my favorites, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call myself a Doom fan, but for some reason, when you add that goth Doom element to it and the synths, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you have fucking magic. You know what I mean? I'll be cliche. I mean, we love Death. Death is a huge influence of ours.
Yep.
At the Gates is also a mutual influence of ours. But I think we all kind of delve, like I said, into some different stuff. Like I love Emperor. I love Demi Borgir. I like Old Man's Child. I like, just several things, and even all the way down to like The Cure. You know what I mean? So if it's relative music and it can put you into a place or into a moment, I kind of vibe with it. So I love that we can draw on all those experiences as musicians.
Awesome. Well, how long you guys been together?
So it's kind of a very, very long story in all honesty. So like if you want to talk the entire livelihood of Plague, like we started when we were in high school when I was 17. I'm 42 now. So
Okay.
like if you count like with the hiatus breaks and everything, like that's the incursion. I want to say it started probably like around 99-ish. And we hit a nice peak in like 2000 2001, opening for like War and Cryptopsy and things of that nature. And then drummer issues, ups downs, and then I want to say we've been hitting it really hard since 2018 was the self-titled EP that came out, and ever since then it's just been nice ups, getting the new music out, being consistent.
Awesome. Open up for Gore, huh?
Yeah, we did.
How was that?
Go ahead, sir.
All right. As awesome as it sounds.
I mean, to be honest, like in the initial phases, it came on really strong, but I think as a bunch of young dudes that didn't understand the business side of it,
Yep.
more so just the fucking jamming aspect of it and the camaraderie and the brotherhood. I mean, we shared the stage with Cryptopsy, with fucking Vader, with cattle decapitation several times, MOD. I mean, I
Really?
on the stage with some bad motherfuckers, people that that as I was being introduced to the music and kind of being entrenched in all of it, I was getting to share the stage with it. And I really wish that early on we had figured out how to facilitate a business aspect of it and really ride that kind of momentum that we had, because when it kind of hit the hiatus, obviously if you don't stay fresh and on people's minds, it gets sometimes really hard to bounce back. So then life takes its place, people have children, you start doing your thing, and so you get removed from it. But luckily we were all still friends, and we had all kind of kept up with what we were doing. Obviously, there was some getting back up to the speed of it, obviously, when you're removed from playing fucking extreme shit for years and years and years. But the camaraderie was there, the brotherhood was already there, and it was one of those things where we could build off of that. And luckily, I mean, you kind of see what was the carnation of that. The music is I believe still relevant, and I think still has a lot of life and progression to it. So I think that's kind of what's keeping us there now.
It's awesome. Well, everything sounds great, man, so far from what you guys I've heard from you. So
Yeah, appreciate you, brother. I mean, in all honesty, one of the things that we really have to be grateful for, and the thing that helped Plague like come back, I guess, from the ashes is, I mean, technology. Like the biggest issue in any metal band or any metal guitarist that they have is finding a goddamn drummer. I mean, metal is so demanding on the skills that drummers have to have, and drummers are very fleeting, because they're so in demand. So right now, like it's
Yep.
very, you find a drummer nowadays and he's like in 10 different projects, and with the help of technology like Superior Drummer 3 and stuff like that, we were able to start writing our own drums and get the stuff going digitally so that we can be like, hey, just step in and play this stuff for us. Like we have the privilege of Fernando Lemus playing the drums on all of our EPs so far, and he's done phenomenal work. I'll be honest, like if it wasn't for technology catching up and us being able to do drums in that fashion, like I'm not positive if Plague would have been able to actually do shows and things of that nature, because we've been without a drummer for so long. I mean, we have hired guns that we use for the bigger shows, but whenever we're playing like the smaller shows, like for example, at the Halton Theater show, when you see us, we're going to be using drum tracks because we don't actually have a drummer at this point. The
Okay.
Vegas show is obviously one of those situations where we hire somebody and come in for a big show like that, playing in front
Hired
of like,
gun.
yeah, playing in front of 8,000 people, you got to have the real deal, right? They're not
Yeah.
the track thing doesn't fly in that situation. So, I mean, that's one of the big things that we have to be grateful for, like technology giving us the ability to, get these nice sounding recordings at home so we can bounce things back and forth and get music written without all having to be in the same room. Because, once you hit that adulthood, everybody's time is like so split up between everything that we have. Everybody has to spread themselves very thin to get things accomplished. So when you have the
Exactly.
ability to sit at a desk and scream into a microphone and email it over and be like, hey bro, what'd you think of that line, as opposed to like us having to be side by side in a room cramped together like when we were younger and doing it, I mean, it helps greatly. You have bands nowadays where the members don't even live in the same states,
Yep.
and it's like, it's time to do a tour. Okay, we'll meet up and get a month of rehearsal and then get on out there.
Especially during COVID, I seen lots of videos of bands playing together on Zoom or Skype or whatever.
And
Yeah,
some really
no.
badass shit too. I mean, some
Yeah.
great collaborations. I mean, I think the other thing that technology kind of helped do is, from a networking perspective, the people that support and push Plague, right? Like some of our friends, like Brian Smith, um, you know, different individuals who have mixed and mastered or recorded us, like Clifton or Fernando Lemus coming in and playing drums. Other podcasts like Richard Trevino, Cody Brusso, different people that we see the music through these technological means, give us a platform in order to kind of push it. I think one of the things that kind of assisted us with that self-titled EP is we were coming back out of obscurity, and Rob's Metalworks got a hold of this EP, and it was something that he really enjoyed, and I believe it won his like best metal album for that year. And so here you have this band coming out of kind of nowhere, or for the people that maybe knew us in the past, but through the means of technology, by the music being shared, by there being fans of extreme music, those individuals take their time to push it, just like yourself. You know what I mean? So I think these are the things that are fucking awesome about technology, not only giving us the ability to replace a member if need be, but putting us out in front of other people to hopefully, give them the opportunity to listen to it and make some fans or some, some people that want to fucking jam with us.
Yep. Good way to do auditions too.
Oh, hell yeah.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, so those are a lot of things that we have to be grateful for. I mean, it's, Rob's Metalworks was definitely a big push for getting our Prophecies of the Apocalypse EP out, album of the year, like by his choice. That was a nice big thing. We greatly appreciated that. Clifton Miles out at Dead Room Recording Studios, which was his original company. Now he's at Stone Creek Sound that he started. Both of those studios are phenomenal, do top-notch work. We've done all 3 of our EPs with him. Yeah, just grateful. We have a good surrounding cast with us and good friends that we have working with each other, and hopefully, I mean, all the quality work will continue to come.
Awesome.
Yeah, not to mention it looks like the regional Texas metal acts are fucking killing it right now.
Yeah, they are.
Absolutely.
They're all over. There's always a show here in DFW at any number of the venues that are up here for sure. So
yeah, I believe there's going to be a big ass one on the 6th. What is it? Auditory Annihilation over at Haltham.
they're always got these metal fest and stuff going on. I haven't been able to go see any yet, but I'm definitely coming to your guys' show for sure.
Appreciate
Cool,
you.
Yeah, we absolutely want to see you out there, bro, for sure.
Yeah, that'll be awesome, man.
we're going to be on that bill with another killer San Antonio metal band called Decimate. Skull, the vocalist, and the guy that does all the booking for their band. He's an awesome cat. He's tried to pull us in as many shows with them as possible. They have great music, solid death metal sound for them. The drummer that's going to be stepping in for us for the Vegas thing, his name's Colin Rios. He plays with a band called Cerebral Desecration that is absolutely killer. Plays with another black metal band called Black Jackal, and then plays with a gentleman named Brian Eckerman. Like the list of awesome metal musicians in Texas is just growing daily. Like there's such a great scene going in Texas for all kinds of metal that it's solid, and everybody's supportive of each other as well.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Have you heard of Aska?
I have not.
They were pretty big here in the DFW area. My co-host is actually good friends with the whole band. They've been around since the early 90s, and they worked with the USO and actually went overseas playing for the troops for like 8 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really awesome, actually.
Yeah,
I'm sure they love that shit.
Yeah, they did. They're a cool bunch of guys for sure. And of course, Pantera being from the area, so
so let me ask you, how do you feel about that? The whole Pantera thing?
I don't think they should call it Pantera.
Yeah.
I think they should call it a tribute to Pantera myself. That's my thought of it. I'm not originally from here. I'm from Illinois, so I didn't get to grow up down here. I was very unlucky and didn't get to live in Texas when I was a teenager. So
the year after Dime's passing, they did a Dime Fest out of originally a theater up there, and we were asked to actually play that. And one of the stipulations was everyone had to obviously cover a Pantera song, and so we got down on Domination. I know that probably exists somewhere out there in YouTube land, I'm sure.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, that was definitely an honor to play that show, man. It was a good vibe and a really good time in honor of a bad dude.
Was that the Ride for Dime or?
No, it was at Ridgely Theater the year after his passing. It was just Dime Fest, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know the guy who started the Ride for Dime too. He's a really cool guy too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, metal just kind of pumps in the veins of the DFW area, man. It's prevalent there for sure.
Yes, it is. You got anything else to add, guys?
No, I mean, I think that pretty much covers it. If you want to give them the socials, Isaac.
Yeah, I mean, basically, if you plague-tx on Facebook and YouTube will pull up our channels. Same thing on Instagram. If you want to support and pick up some merch, www.plaguetx.com. Just hit us up. We have everything there available. You can join the mailing list at that website as well. We can stay posted with all the news that we put out.
Awesome.
Yeah, support us, buy some dope-ass merch.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to get all your info from you, and I'm going to put it all in the show notes too, so everybody can have it there. And hey, guys, I really appreciate you coming on, and I'm all for supporting local and Texas bands. And thanks for coming on, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let me give you a little tagline here, man. This is Isaac from Plague, and you're listening to the Evil Never Dies podcast.
Awesome, brother.
Evil never fucking dies.
Awesome, man. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it coming. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And fucking smash that fucking like and subscribe button. And we will talk to you next time. And everybody stay evil.
Instead, he was ignored and malevolent. This was the Demiurge. He created the material world to trap sparks of divinity, fragments of the pleroma, within humans.